Welcome back to the channel. Finally, the video related to the winger pack, one of my favorite. I did a lot of videos with my Falange Arancione team, with my club Walktrought, in which I'm speaking about the wingers and my cycle, and this pack at the end is what I did with my team, and I'm really happy to share with you. So now let's start to speak about the wingers and how to build it. Before to start, please join the channel because from September I will restart to make videos and will be easier for me update you with the next novelties. Thank you and let's start. And here we are with the wingers. Why I love so much the wingers? For two main reasons. The first one is that the wingers are the players that are using more skills versus the others. From defending to passing, all the skills are useful for the field, for the values in the field. Secondly, also scoring anyway could be useful if you have some specialties like quick ones. And it's so difficult to find a good winger, and if you find it, it's expensive. Main reason is because a lot of Hattrick users are not training winger skills, so it's not easy. And when I rebuild my project, I wanted to build my personalized winger, and I follow the national target. So let's see the step for build a good winger with the targets of under 21 and national team. Here we are, step one. This is just an example. As always, defending is important, playmaking is important, winger is important, passing is important, scoring could be important if you have a good specialty that is leveraging on that skill. So the some skill is, you need to consider all of them. Mainly the primary skill anyway is playmaking and winger, because it's supporting the midfield, the winger, and with the winger skill is supporting the offensive ratings. This so is an example, and let's see after 1 year and a half, after 4 season, really before to start for the competition in under 21, how to build the winger. You need to reach at least 12 playmaking and 14 winger. This is the minimum. This is how to build at the beginning of the competition, mainly in the World Cup. In the Euro Cup, your player will be older, so for sure you will be able to push a little bit more the skills. And depending on the national teams, under 21, you can push winger at 15. Mainly is this the target, and after that, I don't know, maybe you can do some playmaking, or maybe other some under 21 teams are asking to you 16 in winger, so really depends. Also some national team are asking just 10 playmaking, so this is a target that in the years I really appreciated. So 12 playmaking, 14 wingers, for me is the standard requirement. After that you can personalize with more winger or more playmaking as you prefer, as national team or as owner of the player. As main specialty, two ones, the quick one and the head one. If you are doing a strategy with the winger pack, for me you need to simply diversify, having the half quick, the half head. After the under 21, to reach the national team at 29 years old, the main target for you is reach 18 in playmaking, 18 in winger, fine-tune defending at least at 9, and you won't be able to do passing, depending on the potential. If it's strong, maybe you will be already able to do passing at 29 years old. At the end, after 29, 30 years old, for sure you will do passing until 9. And depending on the national team, maybe you could do also 10 defending, doing, I don't know, 17 and a half playmaking, 17 and a half winger, to support to do more, I don't know, more secondary skill like defending and passing. These targets are the main one used for the Italian national team. This target of under 21 is for round 1 of the World Cup. So these are the main steps. This will help you to build really a strong winger that will support you in the midfield, will support you in the offensive ratings, and also will have a good level of defending to support your defense. Now let's see the plan. And here we are with our fantastic table. Age, leagues, experience, always priority to the experience. Here the plan. If you checked my Club Walktrought video, the episode 3, you will recognize that is the same training. It means 12 playmaking at the beginning, and after you are more or less at 18, 19 years old, 12 playmaking, and you switch into wingers. And you push wingers, so here I reached 15 in wingers, so my player played with 12, 15 winger during the competition in under 21. I raised the stamina and I got the experience from the under 21. After that, I decided to continue to finish the winger skills at 18. In this way, I finished finally the winger cycle. I decided to do defending until 9, playing counter-attack in the championship. And finally, when I finished to train defending, I just focused on playmaking to reach 18 for the 29 years old, playing 3-5-2, 2-5-3, trying to scale up the series and competing, playing in a possessive way. The stamina share was at 10%, and I'm starting, and you will start to raise the stamina from 28, 29 years old, depending on how much priority your player will have. If your player will be strong, maybe the national team will already decide to call before the 29, 30 years old, and so they will ask you already to raise a little bit the stamina share. So this is, in a quick way, the plan. So you finish the winger cycle before the 23, 24 years old, and so the 4 slots are completed, and you can focus on 10 slot and 6 slot at the end of the cycle, when you will be able to compete. Now let's see a little bit the economics, how you can handle the slots. Example, so now the yellow star are the core players, the main ones that you can keep until the end of the cycle. The orange stars are wingers that you can decide that you can keep until the end, depends on you, or maybe in the middle of the cycle you will sell them to make profit. Maybe also checking the experience, which one was lucky than the other, so you will decide, depending on the experience, which one focus on. The other two are players that you will train in playmaking this phase until 29 years old to make profit. So my suggestion is to buy players 17 years old in parallel to the other 17 years old that you will buy to make wingers, maybe with some defending already at 7, with 6 playmaking, I don't know, something like that, and you will train playmaking for the same season of the other guys, and they will reach 12 like the wingers, but that guys, you will sell them. They will have a market. They can be good central defender for the under 21, for example. So if you buy them with a good specialty, for sure will have demand and you can make profit. So you have the first wave, the first window to make profit with around 5 million with 2 players at 19 years old. When you finish the first cycle of playmaking, you are starting to train winger for a lot of season. From 19 until 24 years old, you will train wingers. You have your yellow core players that play in the championship as winger, and you have the orange wingers that play as maybe inner midfielder towards winger in the championship, maybe to gain experience, and you will train them in friendly matches as a winger to gain the training. So when you finish the long cycle of winger and you reach 18, you have 4 wingers with the same target, 12 playmaking and 18 wingers. This is the moment in which you can decide. You can sell already the players, or as this example, fine-tune them also in defending at 9, as I did in my club. Depends on you, depends if you need already the money or not. It's a way to help the national teams, because if you train defending, so let's speak about the season in which you will train defending from 24-25 years old, you will have in the championship you can play with the defender that you buy, for example. And you can make just some level up, maybe one, to make some profit, someone you can keep also in the long term, etc. Your winger will play as winger, and I played, for example, I used to not paying too much the forwards, I used my winger as forward toward winger. I had really huge attack ratings in the side for the league in which I were, and it was competitive. Okay, my opponents knew that I was attacking the side, but I was strong enough. It was a funny series in that moment. And in the friendly matches, you are training your four wingers of the pack, so the yellow one and the orange one, and you have still a spot today to do some profit. Now you reach 9 defending, and you need to decide, you want to keep the wingers, all of them, the 4, or you want to make profit selling at least 2, maybe the one that have less experience, depend on you, how much budget you have from the beginning, if you need more money to complete the team in the other part of the field. For example, I sold my player with more or less these skills, and you can make more or less from 12 to 15 million of profit, of income, sorry. So 12 millions that you need to think about. I will show you some example of my 2 players that I sold, and also another example of my friend that sold in these days a winger really nice that was trained as more or less the same concept of under 21 national team packs, and he made the same profit more or less. Now, what you need to do, the last part of the cycle, just playmaking until 29 to complete the wingers. And here there is the funny thing. You can sell, in this case I'm telling you to sell the player to make money, and you can decide to have your 2 winger that push in the side in championship, and you can decide to buy some inner midfielder, so the new star with the blue one, maybe they can be inner midfielder coming from the inner pack that someone is selling at this age of 25 years old. I suggest you to buy always players with the same age cluster, so average at least 1 year of difference, maybe 2 if you want to, but if are with the same age is better. And so you can compete with a good midfield, and you can have good side attacks, and your winger can be trained in the friendly matches in playmaking, and you still have a slot 100% to train another star to make profit, what you want. I forgot to say, during the switch, when you finish to do the season of defending, you switch to playmaking. You can decide to do what you want with the spot in which you can do trading, the 6 ones. But this 6 one, this is an example release. If you just buy some 17 years old with some defending, and you train in 1 season, you are able from 7 to reach 10. They are worth more or less 1 million or half a million. You make 3 million more. So this is another way to think. Remember that you have 1 season of defending in which you will have some spot. Maybe you will buy a defender with more defending skill because you want to be more competitive in counter attack. So maybe you will buy some defenders with passing to have a good tactile level, but at least think about to do at least, if you sell some of them, some profit, like 3 millions. And that's it, guys. So this is the window in which you can leverage the different part of the cycle. You can do profit with with two players train as in playmaker at 12, and you can make 5 million. You can make 15 millions more or less with two wingers if you decide to sell them. And you have here also some other extra slot with the defender that you can make some profit to reach 33 millions. This is a really easy example. Really, I think if you have time more than me with the winger 50% spot, you do trading, you can do really a lot of money. Now, last comment is the example, and these are my two players. If you have a look, I sold them at 14 years old. They had defending skill completed, 12 playmaking, 18 wingers, so they were more or less completed. The new owner, needed just to train playmaking and some passing, so it was so easy, and there was a huge demand, and I sold them at 15 million average. This is another example with my teammate, one of my friends in Hattrick, that I proposed this guy at 17 years old, played with us in the Wales under 21. He decided to sell with winger skill completed, 12 playmaking, and he didn't wait the defending season. He already sold, and sold at 14.5 million. So I think is really good. Depends on you, depends if you need money, depends on your plan. But what I'm suggesting to you is sell, trying to support also the national team, because in this way we are selling the player when winger skill is already completed. So the new owner that maybe want to train any more winger will focus on the other skill, and this is a way to think also for other role, because if we are able to sell in the right moment when one specific skill is completed, we will support the other users, and also you will have more demand, because the people that are looking in the market, a good player, they know these things, and they will decide to pay more for that, because now they have a good winger with already winger skill completed that will support them to compete in the league. So this is an example, and that's it, guys. So now let's conclude the video with the pro and cons. If maybe I found some cons, because I really love this winger pack. Pro and cons. The pro and cons, guys, is that pro, I think that is funny. Winger skill is a really quick training, so you will have fun to see your winger level up. I think you can make more profit than me if you have time, because there is a huge demand of wingers in the market. If you buy also good specialties like quick and head, mainly quick, the quick winger is one of the most requested from the market. So if you have the quick specialty, your player, for sure, if you want to sell him, you need also one for your club. But in the market, the quick is recognized as the main specialty for the winger. My opinion, also the head one is really important for a quick, but I won't go deeply also about this topic in this video. What I can say, I see also good flexibility in terms of lineups, because the winger help you to play 3-5-2, 2-5-3, 4-4-2, so you can play both a possessive lineup, both a counter-attack lineup in the middle of the cycle that you will train winger for a lot of time. You will be able to train defending for just one season, so if you are not, you don't like to train defending, is not so a big deal. And you will train also in a moment in which you not compete so much, you will be not in a competitive series, and if you buy good players, good defenders, even not so strong, you will make a good counter-attack, and you will have fun too, because I have to say, I played one season counter-attack and it was fun. If you play properly, and you have the attack ratings, because you will have a good side attack, so you have not just a good defend and you are not able to score, you will have good side attacks. On top of that, you will have, as the inner midfielder pack, the last part of the cycle playmaking training, and so possessive lineup, and so you can compete, push, and be competitive versus the others. Cons. Cons, it's easy. It's not easy to to say. Maybe because you have just four core players and just maybe two. Like the goalkeeper, you focus just in few players, and if you don't like it, maybe it's not funny. Maybe won't be easy understand if you want to keep the four wingers or two, because if you want to keep four, you can play with two of them like inner midfielder towards wingers, but I don't like so much because you won't have so much flexibility, because you will play always with your inner midfielder towards winger, with your if you need more midfield, maybe you will play with the winger toward middle, but at the end the main strategy will be attack in the side attacks, and as we know in the game, the center attack anyways is important. So okay, have good wingers in the side to support also the lateral attack, but the central attack is really important. For this reason, in my plan of my club, in which I at the beginning I wanted to keep all the wingers, and in Italy there is a specific plan called crisscross, in which you focus on the four core players of the winger pack. I decided to sell two of them, make a profit, buying other player to insert in my long-term plan, from a inner midfielder pack, from a central defender pack, and from a forward pack. All this info in the other video that I will leave you the link so you can check it. And that's it, guys. So for me, I see more pro than cons. I hope that for you will be funny. And so, thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next one in September. Now, summer break. I need a little bit of rest. And in September, we will speak about forward pack. So keep in touch. Really have a nice summer, and see you soon. Ciao, ciao.